Gambian Foreign Minister called on Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus seeks Bangladesh support in pursuing genocide charges against Myanmar. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrives in Bangladesh tomorrow on a 4-day official visit. UN Secretary General and Chief Advisor will have iftar with Rohingya refugees at Cox's Bazar on Friday. Law to be amended to speed up trial of all rape cases, says law advisor. NID services will remain under Election Commission, informs Special Assistant to Chief Advisor. Without MBBS and BDS degree, no one can use doctor before their name, says the High Court. At least 27 terrorists killed while rescuing over 150 train passengers in Pakistan. And Bangladesh's experienced campaigner Mahmoud Allah announces his retirement from international cricket. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Upama Shaha with you, welcoming you to the news at 10. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to the details. The Foreign Minister of the Gambia, Mamadou Tangara, called on Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka today. The Gambian Foreign Minister appraised the Chief Advisor about the genocide case against Myanmar that his country instituted and was pursuing to bring justice for the much persecuted Rohingya Muslims. Professor Mohammad Yunus thanked Gambia for taking up the cause of the Rohingya people and for the African nation's persistent commitment and continued efforts for the successful fruition of the case. Mamadou Tangara praised the leadership of Professor Yunus, saying his diplomatic efforts would help the Rohingya people a dignified life. The Chief Advisor also called for deeper trade and cooperation between the two nations. The two leaders also expressed satisfaction at signing an agreement to jointly work in United Nations peacekeeping operations. They also discussed the potential of microcredit to lift millions of people out of poverty in Africa and usher in peace and stability in some of the violence-plagued regions of the continent. High Representative of the Chief Advisor for Rohingya and other key issues, Dr. Khalilur Rahman, and Senior Secretary and the Head of SDG Affairs, Lamia Morshid, were also present during the meeting. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrives Dhaka tomorrow on a 4-day visit. This time, he will visit Bangladesh at the invitation of Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. On the second day of the visit, Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussein will meet the Secretary General of the United Nations. On the same day, Antonio Guterres will hold a meeting with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. Later, the United Nations Secretary General will visit Rohingya camps in Cox's Bazar with the Chief Advisor. Antonio Guterres will meet the Rohingya people who were forcibly displaced from their homeland in Myanmar. He will have iftar with the Rohingyas. On the third day of his visit, the United Nations Secretary General is expected to meet UN officials working in Dhaka. In addition, on the same day, Antonio Guterres will exchange views with members of the civil society. He is scheduled to leave Dhaka in the morning on March 16th. Meanwhile, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam has said the UN Secretary General's visit will focus on increasing assistance for the Rohingya and discussing their safe and dignified repatriation. He said this while briefing reporters at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital today.
রোহিঙ্গাদের জন্য যে হিউম্যানিটারিয়ান যেটা এইড এটা শার্পলি ডিক্লাইন করেছে এবং এই ডিক্লাইনটা কিভাবে অ্যারেস্ট করা যায় এবং আমরা আশা করছি যে তার ভিজিটের মাধ্যমে এইটা এফর্টগুলো রিডাবল হবে মোবিলাইজ এইড ফর দি রোহিঙ্গা পিপল তাদের নিউট্রিশনাল নিডটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আমরা চাই যে তারা যাদের জন্য নিউট্রিশনাল নিডটার জন্য কম্প্রোমাইজ না হয় কোনোভাবে, সেই জন্য ইন্টারন্যাশনাল সাপোর্টটা লাগে। প্রায় $15 মিলিয়ন প্রতি মাসে রোহিঙ্গাদের জন্য দরকার হয়। তো সেটার জন্য আমরা আশা করছি যে এই ভিজিটটা সেই ফোকাসটা নিয়ে আসবে। ইন্টারন্যাশনালি এটা এফার্টসটা রিডাবল হবে, যাতে করে রোহিঙ্গাদের যেই পরিমাণ এইড আসে সেটার জন্য কোনো ডিসরাপ্টেড হয় না বা এফেক্টেড না হয়।
The press secretary said the physical condition of the child who was raped in Magura has deteriorated.
মাগুরার যে মেয়েটা,
Doctors are trying their best, he added.
কন্ডিশন আরো ডিটোরিয়েট করেছে আজকে। তার সিজিএস মানে কমা লেভেল হ্যাজ কাম ডাউন টু 3 from 4. ব্রেন স্টেম অ্যান্ড পিউপিল রিফ্লেক্স আর লোয়ার দেন ইয়েস্টারডে। আমাদের ডাক্তাররা সিএমএইচ এর তারা প্রাণান্তর চেষ্টা করছেন। আমরা আপনাদের কাছে আমরা সবাই মিলে প্রার্থনা করি উনি সম্পূর্ণ সুস্থ হন। আমরা সবার কাছে তার জন্য দোয়া চাচ্ছি।
Deputy Press Secretary Azad Mojumdar said Chief Advisor and UN Secretary General will join an iftar party with about 1 lakh Rohingyas in Cox's Bazar on Friday. On behalf of the Chief Advisor, the iftar party is going to be arranged at Rohingya refugee camp, he added.
পররাষ্ট্র উপদেষ্টা ওনাদের সাথে সাক্ষাৎ করবেন, সাক্ষাৎ করে উনি আসলে রোহিঙ্গা ক্যাম্পে চলে যাবেন এবং ওনার সাথে একই প্লেনে কক্সবাজার যাবেন আমাদের মাননীয় প্রধান উপদেষ্টা। আর ইউএন সেক্রেটারি জেনারেল উনি কক্সবাজার থেকে সরাসরি চলে যাবেন রোহিঙ্গা ক্যাম্পে, রোহিঙ্গাদের সাথে ইফতার করবেন। এই রোহিঙ্গাদের সাথে ইফতারে মাননীয় প্রধান উপদেষ্টা ওনার কক্সবাজারের প্রোগ্রাম শেষ করে ওনার সাথে ইফতারে জয়েন করবেন। আমরা আশা করছি মাননীয় প্রধান উপদেষ্টা এবং জাতিসংঘ মহাসচিব এই দুইজনের সাথে 1 লক্ষ রোহিঙ্গা ইফতারে যোগদান করবেন।
A draft has been prepared to amend the law to complete the trial of the culprits in rape cases at the earliest. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Advisor Dr. Asif Nuzrul informed these at a press briefing after receiving the 5-point memorandum of the anti-rape platform. Briefing the newsmen, the advisor said that considering the situation, the law is being amended, keeping the obligation to complete the trial of rape cases within the fastest possible time. Highlighting the significant role of the women in student people mass uprising of July-August, Dr. Asif Nozrul informed that zero tolerance is the government's stance against women and child violence. Meanwhile, the whole country became vocal against the rape of children and women after the recent violation of an 8-year-old child in Magura. People from all walks of life, including students, have raised demand to take effective measures for the trial of the rapists immediately. Protesting such brutal torture, students of Dhaka University announces boycotting classes. They also staged demonstration. A Dhaka court today sentenced 3 people to life imprisonment in a case filed over gang raping of a child in the capital's outskirts, Kamrangichor. It also sentenced 2 underage convicts to maximum 10-year imprisonment. Dhaka Women and Children Repression Prevention Tribunal 4 Judge Munshi Mohammad Mashir Rahman handed down the verdict. Prosecutor Ershad Alam George confirmed the matter. The convicts are Mohon, son of Jamaluddin, hailed from Faridpur village under Dhunot Upojela of Bogura; Sabbir, son of Muhammad Mizanur, hailed from Mugundagati village of Belkuchi Upozela in Sirajganj; and Russell, son of Kamal Elias Abul Kalam of Chikandi village under Palong Model Police Station in Shoriatpur. The court also fined 1 lakh taka each. In default, they will have to serve another 1-year imprisonment. The responsibility of National Identity Card (NID) will remain under the Election Commission for the meantime. Special Assistant to Chief Advisor Faiz Ahmed Tayeb informed this at a press conference at the ICT Tower in the capital today. It is important to put the task of NID under independent commission. This work will go ahead in phases through discussion with ministry concerned and commission. The International Crimes Tribunal today issued arrest warrant against 5 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and former Inspector General of Police Benazir Ahmed in a case lodged over the genocide that took place in the capital's Shapla Chottor area on May 5th in 2013. The court also issued arrest warrant against former Home Minister Mohiuddin Khan Alamgir, former IGP Hassan Mahmud Khondokar and Imran H. Sarkar. The 3-member tribunal led by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Mortuza Mujumdar passed the order allowing a plea of the prosecution. Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam and Prosecutor Mizanul Islam argued for the plea of the prosecution, while prosecutors B.M. Sultan Mahmud, Ghazi M.H. Tamim, Muhammad Shahidul Islam, Tariq Abdullah and Sheikh Mahdi were present at that time. The prosecution said 4 more accused, former State Minister for Home Affairs Shamsul Haq Tuku, former IGP Shohidul Haq, Major General sacked Ziaul Ahsan and former police official Mullah Nuzrul Islam have already been arrested and are now behind the bars. Hefazat-e Islam filed a complaint with the Office of the ICT Chief Prosecutor in this connection on November 27th in 2024 against 50 accused, including Sheikh Hasina. A Dhaka court today placed former State Minister for ICT Zunaid Ahmed Polok on a 3-day remand in a murder case filed with Dhanmondi Police Station in the capital. The court also placed banned Bangladesh Chhatro League Central Organizing Secretary Siam Rahman and Anwar Hossain Naim on 4-day remand in the same case. Dhaka Metropolitan Magistrate Aulad Hussain Mohammad Zunaid passed the order as police produced the trial before the court and pleaded to place them on a 5-day remand. Dhaka Metropolitan Session Judges Court Public Prosecutor Omar Farooq Farooqi stood for the petitioner. Apart from this, former lawmaker Sulaiman Selim and former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal's son Safi Mudassir Khan Jyoti have been placed on 3-day remand in separate cases. On the other hand, former Secretary Mohibul Haq and former Mayor Atikul Islam and former Prime Minister's private industries and investment advisor Salman F. Rahman have been shown arrested in 2 separate cases filed with Dhanmondi and Vatara police stations respectively. The High Court today ruled that only MBBS or BDS degree holders can use a doctor title before their name. The bench of Justice Raziq Al-Jalil and Justice Shatika Hussain passed this order after hearing a writ petition. The court, however, said no steps will be taken against those who have already used the title. It also warned that if anyone breaks the law and uses doctor before their names without MBBS or BTS degree will be punished from 13th of March. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Muhammad Mahfuz Alam urged the officials to make the service of Bangladesh better, up to date and time befitting for the young generation. He made the call while exchanging views with the officials of Bangladesh Betar today. Later, the advisor went round different sections of Betar. At this time, Director General of Bangladesh Betar ASM Zahid and high officials of the organization were present. Afterwards, the Information and Broadcasting Advisor visited Press Institute of Bangladesh PIB and exchanged views with the officials and employees there. The advisor gave suggestions as to how to work with the academic institutions as well as upgrading quality of journalists side by side conducting research. PIB Director General Farooq Wasif and other officials were present at this time. Now the timing for Sehri tonight and Thursday Iftar for Dhaka and its adjoining areas. Last time for Sehri 4:53 a.m. and Thursday's iftar at 6:07 p.m. in Dhaka and its adjoining areas.
মা ক্ষুধা লাগছে খাইতে দাও টেবিলে খাবার রাখা আছে খায় নে মা আমি এই খাবার খাবো না কেন তাইলে গন্ধ হইব কেন
কি হয়েছে লোককে